Hey guys, and welcome back to the Peteytown Piranhas, a college football 26 team builder dynasty. In this episode, we're going to be traveling to South Carolina and then hosting Vanderbilt and Mississippi State. So you can see these recruiting battles coming down to the wire for the respective players, but one that's really got an interest right now is Brian Avila. We have him on a visit in our next game, and Ole Miss is trying to catch up from behind, but we're hoping that the visit we have before he goes to see them will help propel us to get him. It's a good thing we got Greg Proctor to commit to us at the end of the last episode because James McGinnis is in a tight one with Nebraska right now. We do have him on a Week 8 visit, so hopefully that kind of pushes us forward a little bit, but really can't count them out to go into Nebraska either, as they really made a nice gain, as you can see with their bar there. All season long, it's been going back and forth for Delonte Roseboom with that playing style deal breaker. At the moment, we have the right grade for him, and we're going to see if we can come back here on Pitt with our Tier 5 pipeline compared to their Tier 2, and we're going to be doing that with a hard sell. Nathan Terrell has already gotten a hard sell going for him, but trying to really lock him in now as we put him on a Week 9 visit, and got several players now on Week 9 visits, and we're hoping that him and Delonte can help boost each other up. Now it's time to play the Gamecocks of South Carolina with their 71 overall and 1-5 record, so really just hoping that we can keep focus with a lower tier opponent and really bring it to them. On the first possession of the game, South Carolina's on 3rd and 11, and they're going to try to set up a screen for their back, but we are just flying in there to make the stop for a loss. Max Martino out here making plays, and he's got separation and a broken tackle to get inside their 30. 3rd down and 5 for the Piranhas, double stack formation, throwing the slant underneath, and Clayton Toon is going to make the catch for the first down. Byron Talib throwing outside, Max Martino making the catch, and he's going to get it all the way down to the 2. On the RPO, we're going to get it out, and Dwayne Mentor is able to fit through there to get himself open in the end zone, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 7-0. Play action, and we are going to get immediate pressure as Ross Moore gets in there for the sack, and it's going to be a 5-yard loss. Handoff up the middle, he's just got absolutely nowhere to run, as it's going to be a 1-yard loss. He's looking around, and he's going to be tackled in the end zone for a sack, as Derek Burr is going to cause the safety, just moving backwards on this drive with South Carolina as we just continue to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and that time it'll be in the end zone as we're going to go up 9-0. After our safety on defense, it's 3rd down and 5 for the offense at the 40-yard line. Byron Talib dropping back, throwing it quickly, and it's going to be Isaiah Matlock getting that catch. Handing off, Elijah Addison is weaving his way through to get it inside the 35. 3rd and 1 for the Peteytown Piranhas right at the 25-yard line, sending Jamal Tavares in motion. Byron Talib is going to rifle one, and it's going to be to an open Dwayne Mentor, and he's going to get it inside the 5. Max Martino is going to be open in the end zone as he's going to get that possession catch, just that crossing play we love to run down here in the red zone, and that's going to go for a touchdown as the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up probably 16-0 unless we go for 2. See what kind of decision we're going to make here, and it'll just be to put up the extra point with Josh Crudadaria to make it a 16-0 ball game for the Peteytown Piranhas. Our defense was able to get a 3-and-out on South Carolina, and Elijah Addison is sprinting through, and Elijah Addison is going to be gone as he's going to bring this one to the end zone. Just great running, great blocking, and that shifty ability just locked in there for Elijah Addison, and we're going to go up 23-0 on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Trying to read option, we run away from him for no reason, and he's going to get the first down. 3rd down and 4 for the Gamecocks, and he is going to just do a read option, and nobody's there to cover him, and he's going to make a nice run to get to the 39. After the nifty run by their quarterback, it's 3rd down and 6 for South Carolina. He's going to drop back here, trying to get around Lee Pasagnan, and he's going to deliver out to his running back on the sideline. Throwing outside on the curl route, and he stops right in front of us to get the first down. 3rd and 9 for South Carolina from the 12-yard line. And he's going to drop back, and we're going to bring some pressure. He gets hit as he throws, but he's able to get a completion out there, but not enough for the first down. South Carolina is going to be content with just getting on the board here as they're going to put up this field goal, and it is going to be good, so it'll be a 23-3 game. A couple of Elijah Addison carries only get us 3 as it's 3rd down and 7 for the Piranhas. Byron Talib is going to drop back. He's going to throw it over the middle, and it's going to be our man Dwayne Mentor making the catch. On the bubble, it's going to be Dwayne Mentor again moving the sticks. Out to Max Martino, and he is going to get a block from Dwayne Mentor and break a tackle, and he's going to get it all the way down to the 32. Byron Talib throwing over to Jamal Tavares, and he's going to get past the sticks and just outside their red zone. Byron Talib trying one over the middle, and he almost had our man, but South Carolina is able to come away with the interception there. Going to see how that one played out, but Byron Talib going for it all in the end zone, and South Carolina is going to make him pay. Defense is able to get South Carolina off the field on a 3-and-out after the interception. So we're back out here on offense, and Byron Talib is looking, and he's going to find Jamal Tavares over the middle. They're going to take him down after an 8-yard gain, and we're going to take the timeout. Byron throwing again to Jamal Tavares, and he's going to get it past the sticks. Byron Talib throwing to the outside, and it's going to be intercepted by South Carolina again, and he's going to get it all the way down to the 15-yard line. So South Carolina is going to have a great opportunity to put some points on the board right before the end of the half, and I don't really know what I'm supposed to do on like 2-minute or conserve time situations at the end of the first half. Seems that's where we get a lot of our interceptions, and I can't explain it. I don't know. I'm just at a loss. Trying to scramble. He's going to throw it out. He had a man open, but he's going to skip the pass. South Carolina is just going to get a field goal after that interception. He's going to put up this kick, and it's going to go through, so they are going to edge a little bit closer, but not all that close, as it's still a 3-score game at 23-6. 3rd down and 4, and we're going to send Jamal Tavares in a little return motion, and we are going to go over the middle, and it's going to be Isaiah Matlock making the catch. Max Martino is going to get out there, and he's got some separation from them as he gets it to the 50. Read option, Byron Talib running up the middle, and he's got a little space to work with as they finally bring him down at the 37. Pop pass, and it's going to be Max Martino open, and Max Martino is going to get tackled, but he is going to still get into the end zone as the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 30-6. After Max Martino's score, it's 3rd and 7 for South Carolina, throwing a dart on an in route, and he's going to get the first down. Handing it off up the middle. He's got great blocking as he's running down the sideline, and Bruce Tolbert has to bring him down. Read option, and we're going to get him in the backfield with Bobby Younger. 3rd down and 11 for South Carolina, and they are going to send a man in motion. He's going to drop back. We send the blitz. They throw over that blitz, but it's not going to matter as we have a guy there to cover it. Setting up for a 49-yard field goal are the Gamecocks, and their kicker is going to send this one up, and it is going to hit the All-State sign as the South Carolina Gamecocks are going to add a field goal to make it a 3-score game as it's 30-9. 3rd down and 1 for the Piranhas, 3 guys to the left. Byron Talib is going to throw it outside, and it's going to be Max Martino on the sideline. 3rd down and 2 for the Piranhas. And Byron Talib is going to throw a pop pass. He's trying to force it to Max Martino, but instead it's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time today. And just trying to force that one. I don't even really know why that play was there for us on 3rd and 2. I don't really have that in the game plan, but I don't know if it was an audible situation or what. But whatever. I guess we're just going to throw another interception in this one. After our interception, it's 3rd down and 9 for South Carolina. Play action, and that's just not going to be wise, as Derek Burr is just going to get in there for the sack with the help of the time it took for that play action. Hand off for Elijah Addison, and he's going to get some nice space up the middle for the 1st down. Here's an RPO where we're going to get an out route to Dwayne Mentor for 8 yards. 3rd down and 1 for the Piranhas. And Byron Talib is going to send Andre DiMukheji in motion. We're going to hit Max Martino wide open out there, and now it's going to be a foot race down the sideline, and nobody's going to catch Max Martino, as they were not reading the scouting report, as that play is on our 3rd and short game plan, and it works to perfection to get us a 37-9 lead. And at this point, I'm probably going to bring in some backups to get them some experience out there. And I'll see you guys at the end of this one. So the backups come in and put up a score on offense and defense to get a 51-9 victory. And despite 3 interceptions from Byron Talib, I think this deficit showed that our team, no matter what kind of adversity they face, they're always going to put their best foot forward and support each other, so I like to see that despite the turnover difficulties. We had 473 yards to South Carolina's 158, and we had 144 of those yards on the ground and a touchdown, while they had 44. We bested them by over 200 yards in the passing game, as we had 329 to their 114, and we were 8 of 10 on 3rd down, while they were 4 of 14. Of course, the biggest negative in this blowout victory was the 3 interceptions from Byron Talib, but we were able to get one with our backups. Byron Talib was aggressive today, and at times maybe a little over-aggressive, as he had 303 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 picks, but he wasn't sacked at all. Elijah Addison had himself a nice day with 12 carries, 108 yards, and a touchdown. Max Martino was a huge playmaker for us, as he had 12 catches, 193 yards, and 3 touchdowns, while Dwayne Mentor had 9 for 60 and a touchdown. And Devin Eagles with the backups had a catch for 26 yards and a touchdown. Andy Wilkins led us in the tackle department with 7. Some sacks to go around in this one, as Derek Burr had 2. Then we got 1 each from Bobby Younger, Vernon Hicks, Danny Gage, and Ross Moore. And the defensive score I mentioned was Kareem Lord getting a pick 6 for 19 yards. Some more recruits coming in now, as we got defensive tackle Nick Warrior. Well, this is pretty fun, as our backup cornerback Kareem Lord ended up getting SEC Defensive Player of the Week for his pick 6. And Max Martino was awarded as the SEC Offensive Player of the Week. This upcoming game is very important for recruiting, as Jeff Stead will be on a visit, and we need it to go well if we have any chance against Ohio State. And joining Jeff will be Kevin Miner, who's got some teams under us right now who are trying to get him, and there's some visits coming after us, so we need this one to go well to get some separation. Then Brian Avila is just so close to committing to us, and I think if we can get a good visit week, we'll be able to get him before he visits Ole Miss. Another one to keep an eye on is Derek Wall, as he's going to be on a visit for us next week, but Baylor has him this week, so hopefully they don't get too close with that. Unfortunately, it looks like the playing style deal breaker for Delonte Roseboom is just going to come to us a little late now, as he's really close to committing to Pitt. We're hoping he doesn't go all the way, as we have him on a visit next week, but doesn't look very good for Delonte. Unfortunately, James McGinnis was going to be another guy on that Week 8 visit, but Nebraska took him before we can get him on this visit. Another update is that some points were freed up for Salisi Tavasu to get a hard sell now. Syracuse is gaining on us for Malachi Doyle, but we have him on a Week 11 visit, and we also freed up those points to get him a hard sell as well. With all those recruiting scenarios in the back of our mind, we're going to take the field against the Vanderbilt Commodores with their 2-4 record and 69 overall. Nice. 3rd down and 2. Out of the pistol comes Vanderbilt. They're going to try a power O play. He's going to cut it up the middle where the gap is and get the 1st down. 3rd down and 7 for Vanderbilt. And they are going to send their man in motion and drop back. We send a big blitz, and they throw it where the blitz comes from, but they are going to get the 1st down according to that spot. Throwing outside short, and he's going to get the first down. 3rd down and 6 for the Commodores. And they are going to point out some things, and then he's going to drop back, throw it over the middle. He's got his man, and he's going to be marked just short of the first down. Vanderbilt decides to go with the field goal here as he's going to put up this kick, and it is going to be good. So Vanderbilt opens the game with a field goal to go up 3-0. Up the middle, Elijah Addison is just splitting them up there with a nice run to the 37. Over the middle, it's going to be Max Martino on a crosser for the first down. Penalty pushes us back to a 2nd and 11 here. And we're going to send a man in motion to the other side. And Byron Talib dropping back. He's going to throw it outside there, and it's going to be a nice sideline catch for Max Martino. Byron Talib looking, throwing in between some guys, and he's going to get Isaiah Matlock. To the outside, Max Martino is going to get our favorite red zone crosser play, and Max Martino is in the end zone, and we're going to go up 7-3 on Vanderbilt. 3rd down and 7 for the Commodores. They're going to drop back, and he's going to throw it outside to a wide open man, and he is going to get to the 44. 3rd down and 11, and the Commodores are looking to throw a deep ball to the side, and it's going to be knocked away, and it's going to be intercepted on an incredible play there. Bruce Tolbert ranging over. Johnny Whitaker gets the tip, and Bruce Tolbert makes a diving play to get the interception. 3rd down and 4 for the Piranhas as we come out here with a passing play, and it's going to be over the middle, and it's going to be Dwayne Mentor making the catch. 3rd and 1, and while we're on a 3rd and short play, I looked at our game plan, and the pop pass was in there for the last game, so promptly took that out. So you can kind of blame that play from last week on me. But on this occasion, we're going to get a nice pass to Max Martino. He's going to get it to the 20-yard line. Outside, Max Martino is going to get it inside the 5-yard line for the Peteytown Piranhas, and he's already over 100 yards in this game. Byron Talib throwing this one on to the outside, and it is going to be caught by Clayton Toon out there for the touchdown, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 14-3 on Vanderbilt. Read option, and he's going to get to the outside as they blocked it up well. Johnny Whitaker has to try to take him down along with Connor Stevens. 3rd down and 3 for Vanderbilt, and he is going to drop back, and he's going to throw it outside, and it is going to be incomplete. I don't know what he was doing there, but we will take the result. Unfortunately, on the punt, the Peteytown Piranhas are going to commit roughing the punter, so it doesn't matter what happens on the return here, as we are going to allow Vanderbilt to continue this drive. 3rd down and 4 for the Commodores, and they're going to go with a running play, and that was the right call as they gash us up the middle to the 27. Trying to screen out here now, and he is not going to get anywhere. It's going to be a loss on the play. 3rd down and 12 for Vanderbilt. Dropping back, and he is going to launch it deep, and it is going to be knocked around, and it is going to be incomplete. And we're going to block that kick. Oh my goodness. So the special teams, they start this one with a roughing the punter penalty, but then we get the blocked field goal, and we end up not giving up any points on that drive after all. So a little yin and yang from the special teams on that sequence. On the RPO slant, it's going to be to Clayton Toon. Byron Talib throwing a quick one, and it is going to be for the first down. Throwing quickly, Dwayne Mentor is going to get the first down. And trying to get Max Martino on the outside. Vanderbilt just comes over there and cuts it off, and they're going to return it to the 44-yard line. So yet another interception on the 2-minute and under in the first half. That conserve time thing, and I'm at a loss. I want to just scream right now because I can't really understand why every single time there's an interception in this kind of situation. I just don't get it. Vanderbilt has worked it to our side of the field now after the interception. They're ripping one in the middle of our zones, and they're going to get it to the 24. Vanderbilt has used their last time out of the half with 15 seconds left. He's going to throw it away, and that's probably smart so they can set up their field goal attempt. 34-yard attempt here for the Vanderbilt Commodores. He's going to put this kick up, and it is going to go through, so that interception is going to result in Vanderbilt getting a field goal, and they are keeping this one close as it's one possession going to the end of the half at 14-6. Piranhas have the ball first to begin the second half, and we're on a 3rd down and 7. Byron Talib is dropping back, throwing a quick one, and it's going to be complete for Clayton Toon. 3rd and 4 for the Piranhas, double stack out here. And Byron Talib is going to drop back, throw the slant quickly, and it's going to be Clayton Toon getting across the 1st down marker. And Elijah Addison's going to have a lot of space to work with here as he's sprinting down to the 24-yard line. Out there, and it's going to be, looks like Max Martino making the catch to get it to the 6. Throwing outside, and they have left Max Martino open for another touchdown in this game, and we are going to go up 21-6. 3rd down and 2 for the Commodores out of the pistol. They're going to run a read option, and this time the Piranhas say, we're not going to let you do that again, as we're going to get them down for a loss. RPO on the hitch route, he gets absolutely blasted, but we are going to get the 1st down. Byron Talib is going to find the open spot in the defense to Clayton Toon to get it inside their red zone. Trying to stretch with Elijah Addison. He's going to get around the edge, get a block in the end zone, and he's going to juke his way into the end zone as Elijah Addison caps that drive off with a touchdown. We're going to go up 28-6. Throwing over the middle on the defense, and they are going to fit it in there for the 1st down. Play action. Vanderbilt looking. He's going to rip one over the middle, and it is going to be an incredible catch by their receiver to get it all the way down to the 37-yard line. And up the middle, he's going to be running for the 1st down. Play action, and he is backing up, trying to roll away, and we are going to get him down for the sack. Raymond Willies makes the huge play for a 13-yard loss on that sack as their quarterback just kept going backwards and backwards and backwards. Sack on 1st down is going to make it 3rd and 23. They're going to try a screen pass out to their back, and we are going to cover it up very nicely. Start of the 4th quarter, Vanderbilt feeling they have to go for it here on 4th and 18, throwing the ball, and we are going to separate it from him. He had it in his hands, but nice hit there by our DB to jar it loose. Elijah Addison was going to be a stretch play, but he cut it up way up there, and he's going to get the 1st down. Up the middle, and Elijah Addison is going to get the space he needs to make a big chunk play. 3rd down and 8 for the Peteytown Piranhas, our diamond to the left on this formation. Byron Talib is going to throw the trail route, and it's going to be caught nicely to the 11-yard line by Dwayne Mentor. Byron Talib looking, he's going to throw the slant inside that defense, and we are going to get the touchdown again to Clayton Toon, and we're going to go up 35-6, and it's time for a little backup action in this one. So this important matchup against Vanderbilt ends in a 38-6 victory for the Peteytown Piranhas. Very happy with how we did today outside of that, end of first half interception, but other than that, feeling pretty good about how the Piranhas are performing so far this year. We outgained Vanderbilt by almost 200 yards as we had 470 to their 277. And we had 196 yards and a touchdown on the ground while they had 22. Through the air, we had 274 yards to their 255 while they were 6 of 15 on 3rd down and we were 5 for 6. And both teams had a turnover in this one. Byron Talib finished his day with 274 yards, 4 touchdowns, and that pick. And honestly, the guy made a great play on it to undercut it, but maybe Byron could have put a little more air under it with Max Martino having some space out there. And on a brighter note, we had 0 sacks. Elijah Addison had another 100-yard game as he had 12 carries, 106 yards, and a touchdown. And shout out to Leon Brahms for a solid 4 for 67. Max Martino had 13 catches, 129 yards, and 2 touchdowns, while Clayton Tune had 9 for 80 and 2 touchdowns. 3 guys with 8 tackles today as Johnny Whitaker, Bruce Tolbert, and Donnie Haynes got those. Only sack on the day belongs to Raymond Willies, and it was that big 13-yard one. And shout out to Bruce Tolbert for that diving attempt at an interception. Off camera in that fourth quarter, Josh Grudadaria hit his only field goal of the day for 21 yards. After that big visit week, Brian Abela will be joining the Peteytown Piranhas, so very excited to have him. Joining Brian will be Will linebacker Femi Kiki. Another 5-star joining the program on defense with right edge Tommy Hargrave. And even more defenders as Caesar Mingo will be joining us, a 4-star free safety. And why not some more as right guard Trevin Fouts will be joining our offensive line. Another offensive guy as wide receiver Derek Wall will be committing. Max Martino earned himself another SEC Offensive Player of the Week. Was not all sunshine and rainbows on the recruiting front as Jeff Stead just couldn't get in front of Ohio State there, so doesn't look like that's going to go our way. On the other hand, Kevin Miner got a nice boost from the visit, so hopefully he commits soon, hopefully before Penn State has their visit with him. And the back and forth with Delonte Roseboom ends up in him committing to Pitt, so feel like if we started the year a little better with his playing style, we probably had a good chance at getting him, but just wasn't to be, unfortunately. Nathan Terrell was the only Week 9 visit guy who didn't commit to us, but after this week he should be committing to us. Boston College is really gaining on us now for Steve Sharp, so we've gone from a soft sell to a hard sell now after so many guys committed and freed up some points. Our final game of the episode will be against the 2-5 Mississippi State Bulldogs with their 77 overall, and we're just hoping that we can close this episode on a high note. Byron Talib trying to throw one over the top, and this one is going to be intercepted by Mississippi State, trying to hit Max Martino in the seam, but their defender jumps up and grabs it, and our interception struggles to continue, but I guess it wasn't a final 2-minute of the first half situation, so that's new. After the interception, Mississippi State's on a 3rd down and 5, and they're going to go with the running play up the middle, and that's going to work out beautifully for them as they get it into our red zone. And up the middle, he has nowhere to go as Connor Stevens gets into the backfield. Setting up a screen, but it is going to be intercepted there as we get the hit off their quarterback, and the ball just floats out of his hand right into Ross Moore's hands, and we're going to trade interceptions with the Mississippi State Bulldogs at the beginning of this game. Out to Max Martino, and we're going to hit him for a 1st down as he makes a nifty little juke. Elijah Addison's going to find a hole here, makes a juke to get around the edge, and he's going to get it all the way down to the 34. 3rd down and 3, sending our man in motion. Byron Talib throwing it underneath, and it's going to be complete for the 1st down to Clayton Tune. Elijah Addison is going to cut this one up the middle, and he's going to get the 1st down inside their 10. Byron Talib is going to hit that man, Max Martino, in the end zone for the touchdown, and the Peteytown Piranhas, after some real ugly football to begin this game, we're going to go up 7-0. After Max Martino's touchdown, we got a 3-and-out on defense, so we're back out here on offense. We're going to get this one to Jamal Tavares, and he's going to get 4. 3rd down and 1 for the Piranhas. And Byron is going to drop back, throw it quickly. Max Martino comes back to the ball, but then he reworks it to get the 1st down. Pop pass, and it's going to be to Max Martino, and he swerves around that guy, and Max Martino is gone. And we're going to get into the end zone there on a huge play from our tight end, and we're going to go up 14-0. Play action, and he's going to try to throw it over the middle, but we're right there to pick it off. Enrique Moultrie just disguised himself well. He thought he had an open man over him, but Enrique closed that door, and we're going to be right in their red zone to start our next drive. RPO out to Max Martino. He's sprinting his way through, and he's going to get 9 yards. Third down and inches for the Piranhas. Byron Talib looking for something, and he's going to throw it into the end zone, and it's going to be caught by Clayton Toon as he's separated from their guys. And we're going to go up 21-0 after cashing in on that interception. Throwing it underneath to an open man, and he's going to fight his way through for the first down. Third down and 2 for the Bulldogs, sending a man in motion. And they are going to try and throw, but we're going to get 3 guys on him to get that sack. Not really sure who's credited with it. Derek Burr is showing off his little celebration there. I think you also had Lee Pisagnan and Ross Moore in on that one. And that's going to force Mississippi State to punt the ball away.
Looking to throw on first down.
Byron Talib launching a deep ball here. We got a man open, and it's going to be caught in the end zone for the touchdown. That is Max Martino, again making a huge play for the Peteytown Piranhas. Byron Talib just threw it up there, gave his man a chance, and Max Martino rewarded him there. Just an absolutely sensational play by him, and just an absolutely incredible game from him so far in this one.
Up on the board here.
Over the middle, and it is going to be intercepted again by the Peteytown Piranhas. That's going to be Jadarius Fattencoon on the play. He just stepped right in front of their receiver to make that one, and we're going to be just outside of their red zone. Throwing out to Max Martino. He's going to get around the edge after a nice block. He's fighting for it, and he's going to get brought down at the 1. First and goal for the Piranhas. Byron Talib taking this one himself, and he's got a clear path to the end zone. And the Peteytown Piranhas are just all over Mississippi State right now, as it's going to be 35-0.
To the air on second down.
Throwing it here, and guess what? Another interception by the Peteytown Piranhas. He's got a clear path to the end zone, and it is going to be a pick 6 for us. Jadarius Fattencoon with his second of the day, and this one he's going to put points on the board for us as it's 42-0. And I'm going to see, I want to see how we do for the rest of this half, but it's looking more and more likely that we're going to bring in some backups soon and maybe even some third stringers, because this one is just getting out of hand. Just showing some highlights maybe of scoring for the Piranhas, as we're going to get a touchdown here. That's going to be to Clayton Toon as he's going to get into the end zone to make it 49-0 as we're getting closer to the end of this half. And he's going to get brought down for a sack by Derek Burr, who just bullied his man. And here's another sack for the Peteytown Piranhas as Derek Burr and Ross Moore get in there. Throwing over the middle, and there's another interception for the Peteytown Piranhas. Getting it just outside their red zone again. Donnie Haynes on the interception this time. Interception by Donnie Haynes leads to a field goal attempt for Josh Grudadaria, and he's going to put this one through. And we're going to go up 52-0 near the end of the first half. And as it's coming to a close, I'm going to let the backups and third stringers finish this one out, and I'll see you guys at the end. Well, our guys came in and they delivered a historical blowout game for the Peteytown Piranhas. 96-0 over Mississippi State, and that will set program records in points scored in a game and margin of victory in a game, and just insane effort today from the Peteytown Piranhas. If you want to do a negative, I guess we fell just short of 100 points, but just absolutely insane, and just ready to enter this final stretch of the season, which will be very difficult, but just can't imagine a better way to get into that than this victory here. Let's have some fun and look at these numbers against Mississippi State. We outgained them by almost 600 yards, as we had 654 to their 64. And then we had 267 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns, while they only had 4 total rushing yards. Passing, we had 387 to their 60, while they were 2 of 12 on third down, and we were 7 of 9. Of course, we started the game with that interception, but that was really our only blemish on the day, and we had 5 interceptions in the first half. Byron Talib led us with 252 yards, 5 touchdowns, and a pick, and he was sacked once. And we got all 3 of our quarterbacks in, as Barry Benedict had 75 yards and a touchdown, and Lee O'Haleti had 60 yards for a touchdown. Romeo Willingham led us in rushing with 5 carries and 87 yards and a touchdown, while Leon Brahms had 6 for 67 and 2 touchdowns, and Elijah Addison, our actual starter, had 11 for 63. And can't forget about Barry Benedict down here, getting 1 carry, 1 yard, and a touchdown. Max Martino was sensational in this one with 8 catches, 168 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Then you had Dwayne Mentor with 5 for 58, and Devin Eagles coming in with 5 for 55 and a touchdown. And not a big yardage day for Clayton Tune, but he did have 3 for 18 and 2 red zone scores. And then you got Keyshawn Jasso with the backups getting 2 for 8 and his own score. Defensively, 3 guys with 5 tackles with Deontay Apple, Harvey Talbot, and Artis Russo. Also a great day rushing the passer, as Danny Gage had 2.5 sacks, Derek Burr had 2, Lee Pisagnan had 1, along with Keenan Avalos and Juan Ivey. Then you had half a sack each for Ross Moore and Connor Stevens and Dylan Boone. Jadarius Fatton-Coon got his 2 interceptions with a pick 6 added in, and he had interceptions from Ross Moore, Enrique Moultrie, and Donnie Haynes. I'd also like to mention that Danny Gage got a forced fumble on one of his sacks, but we didn't recover it. Then you go over here, and we got a safety with Dylan Boone. Josh Grudedario was 1 for 2 on field goals today with a long of 28. That historical win was enough for Nathan Terrell to want to join the Peteytown Piranhas. Malachi Doyle will follow suit and join the Peteytown Piranhas. Jadarius Fatton-Coon was recognized as the SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Unfortunately, Jeff Stead has decided to go to Ohio State. DeAndre Harris has decided to lock us out as well, so the only halfback we have remaining will be Steve Sharp. That will do it for this episode of the Peteytown Piranhas. In our next episode, we're going to be finishing off the regular season with a stretch of very tough games, as we have to take on Auburn, UCLA, and then we'll have a bye week before we end the season at Texas. And even though they're 5-3 and unranked at this point, we know that it's been a house of horrors for us to end the last couple of seasons. So I think for morale, we really want that win, but mostly we just want to win all of our games, of course, but that one especially is going to stick out to us in the next episode. I'll see you guys in the next video.